Hello, and today I'm going to show you how to get started on YouTube. Now, as you can see, I am a very small channel on YouTube, about 132 subscribers, and not very many views. YouTube has been definitely a very tough time for me, because it's been an absolute pain for me to try and get people coming into my channel and everything. But really, this is a thing on how to get started and all the equipment and camera needs you need. So firstly, I'm using the Canon G1X Mark II, and this camera is very reliable. I find it to myself a very capable and powerful camera, and actually this footage you're seeing right now is actually being shot on this camera. Also, this audio is being shot on my mobile device. Now this, well, basically it will be better than the actual audio coming out of the camera instead of through my microphone of the camera. Unfortunately, with this camera you don't get all the needs of... So unfortunately with this camera you don't get a microphone jack into the camera, so you can't have a Rode camera on top of the camera, unfortunately, and take great video with it. And yeah, this camera is set in manual focus right now, so it's not continuously searching for someone's face, as it'd be a pain. The only problem is I'm not quite sure if I'm totally in focus. I'm sorry if I'm not totally in focus, but you know, I might set it to autofocus next clip. Now, this mod I did on my phone. You can see that I'm getting further away from the microphone now. This mod was a little easy one. It was basically just a little bit of Pritt stick and some cotton wool pad, and I just stuck it on the front of my phone. Now, if you really want to get into like the better quality end of YouTube, don't go out and buy like a £1,000 or $1,000 camera out there. There are so many much more capable cameras out there that can do what you want for YouTube, such as the camera I'm using now, which I just talked to you about. This camera I'm using now is about £500. Now, there is a Canon G7X, which you might see a lot of other YouTubers using. The Canon G7X is yet a greater camera and is definitely smaller than the G1X. But with the G1X, I find you get a lot more features and a lot more better quality, since it has a better camera. It has a bigger sensor. The autofocusing is a lot more faster than the G7X, and is actually quite a lot more bigger. The Canon G1X. That might not be a good thing to you guys, but it is a good thing to me. So take that into proportion. If you want a small camera and does pretty much the same thing as this quality you're looking at right now, then I suggest the G7X for the smaller camera. For a bigger camera and you want better photos, raw photos it will take and everything, I suggest the Canon G1X Mark II with all its it has adjustments, it can change the ISO and everything. So there are other cameras out there, such as DSLRs. You can go to the Canon range, or you can go to Sony. Sony has a load of compact cameras, but I wouldn't suggest any of their high-end DSLRs. A lot of their high-end DSLRs are quite expensive. They consist around the £1,000 mark, that's my currency, and the £2,000 mark on things. Lenses don't come too cheap either, which is why I suggest the compact cameras, because they have no changeable lenses. It's a lot more easier for a camera to have no changeable lens. That's pretty much the cheaper end of the cameras. I'll show a list of all the cameras on my right of what cheap cameras you can get, and even that. Not only that though, if you don't want to go and buy a camera, you can use your mobile phone. Your mobile device is absolutely fine. Your mobile device can do as much as your camera can. It might not be the best quality in the world, and you might not get this massive defocus depth of field out there, but at least your phone, some genuine smartphones can now at least do 1080p video, which is what you've seen on my camera. What I'm using today is the Motorola G4. It's been very good to me. You don't need to go and buy a £600 phone. Literally, just a £200 phone will actually do you with everything and everything, yeah. And just to let you know, the microphone on this phone is actually on the screen. Now, on pretty much high-end smartphones, the microphone will be at the bottom. So if you were to do this little mod, you want to do it on the bottom. Otherwise, you wouldn't have any wind change in the microphone quality. Now, with your videos, it's always good to have good audio, which is why I say use your phone. So, if I was just out and about, just recording stuff, not like this video, I'll literally just use the audio of the camera. But you get a load and load of camera noise, which is why I've decided today to pull out my phone and why not use a bit of Pritt stick and a bit of cotton wool. So, it works effectively. It is actually quite windy. The background's actually not really moving that much. It was quite windy a little bit earlier. So I've pretty much done this for absolute no apparent reason. I should stop turning it that way because you're gonna... I did it again, didn't I? I should stop turning it that way because the audio has been effective for you guys. So yeah, I'll talk about the more expensive idea of the cameras right now. Right, now coming on to the quality on my camera. Now, this camera, of course, has optical image stabilization, so in any low light conditions, it's gonna help so much because, of course, the phone was set to optical image, digital image stabilization. This has OIS, which means the sensor moves instead of losing all the pixels on the screen. So, yeah, you can definitely tell that. You can probably tell the audio is a bit off because of you can hear the camera, if I stay quiet for a minute. So yeah, you probably can hear all the noises of the camera, and it is a really, really wide angle lens. The camera is not zoomed in at all, and my arm is fully stretched out. So you get a really nice wide angle lens. It's alright in low light. This is all really dark now, and yeah, it continuously wants to focus onto my face, which is great because a camera that doesn't autofocus is the worst. And recording right now, just so you can see this little demonstration. So yeah, cameras are really good. Phone quality, you can definitely compare them to, and the phone quality was definitely grainy, bit awful, but the audio is definitely probably was better on the phone, but the audio on here wasn't probably the greatest. But really, it is about how grainy the image is and the audio, but the audio is probably more important because people just actually click off the video. The audio is a bit like because sometimes I don't know what that face was. Don't make memes of me. But the audio on the phone is definitely a lot more better, and you get all the camera noise in this. Other than the G7X Mark II, there's a Mark II out now. Yeah, you do get you do actually get like a movable microphone in the camera, so it moves, so you don't hear any of the motors in the cameras, the autofocusing motors. In this one, it's just there. It's got no elastic band for it to stop rattling around in there from the automotors. So yeah, recording your phone, there's absolutely no problem with doing that. Sometimes your phone can struggle to get focus, and it doesn't do too well in low light conditions. Definitely in here on this shot, you're probably looking at the image, and you're looking at it looks quite grainy, and yes, it is. But yeah, you can do videos like this on your phone. I'm using the back camera because obviously the back camera's better, and you don't actually tend to need to look at yourself. You can literally do this with your back camera without having to have your front camera, because your front camera is definitely going to be the worst camera on your phone.
I'm not saying to not use it, but if you could, try and use your back camera, because it's your better camera. So yeah, and some phones actually do come equipped with slow motions. Unfortunately, with my camera, this doesn't actually have slow motion, because my camera only shoots in 30 my actual camera only shoots in 30 FPS, whilst this at 540p, not the best quality in the world at all, but can record at 120 frames per second. Now, this also shoots in 1080p, as like most smartphones. Now, this is why I'm telling you guys to just use your smartphone. Like, just use a DIY tripod. So you could basically just use a tripod, get some sellotape up on there, stick your phone on, and off you go. You're recording. So yeah, I hope you guys take this in consideration. Let's get this in the next clip.
Right then, so I've set my camera to the autofocusing when it wants to work. There we go. So the camera is set to autofocusing, so you'll be able to see how the autofocusing is on this camera. Honestly, I think the autofocusing is pretty great. I have it a little bit more zoomed out than I wanted it to. There we go. So yeah, so basically, if you want to go into the really, really expensive option, these are some cameras that are from here on Amazon today. The most highest camera supplier is probably Sony. Sony is mainly known for their 4K. Canon is mainly known for their 1080p, but really high-powered sensors and low light conditions. With Sony though, with I think it's the Sony A7S, I think that has a full-frame sensor. A full-frame sensor is really good in low light. This isn't a full-frame sensor in this camera, but as you can see, this is low light. This is it's 6:20 in the afternoon. I'm making this video, and it's pretty dark. I will say it's pretty dark out here. So getting mainly onto the content, the content you really want to be making is probably for kids. If you range around kids, they'll always come in and subscribe to you. Kids are the main source on YouTube. If you are watching this and you're a kid, don't get offended by this. I'm just saying that a lot of people on the website are mostly 12 to 15, which is why you mainly want to go in that range. So if you try and make content it's all right, you can always make content for adult people. You're still going to get adults coming to you, but the most amount of people on YouTube are kids. Now, I don't know if you can hear that, but someone's trying to cut down their tree while I'm trying to record. Thank you. I don't know where he is. Now, coming on to being consistent and up to quality. Now, obviously, I'm still in school, and I can't keep consistent uploads every day, uploading a video to my channel. So what I try and do is at least do one every week, but make it quality. If you can't upload every single day, and you want to make this your career, I don't want YouTube to be my career. I just like YouTube as my hobby. But if you want it to be your career, you really want to be aiming for consistently uploading like every single day. It's alright if you start off YouTube and you only can upload for weeks. Well, upload every single week, not for weeks. That'd be ridiculous. But what you want to do is make sure your content is quality and not more rushed, and everybody's had to wait a whole week for that to happen. Sorry, I had to flick out a bug. But yeah, so make sure, tip number one, be consistent, or if you can't be consistent, just literally make high quality videos that everybody will enjoy. And make sure it's not like 4 minutes long, because people have been like, oh, I've really been wanting to watch this video for ages. And trust me, I've done that a couple of times too. And then you come up to it and they've only made like a 2-minute video and it's been about some rubbish on YouTube or something, and it's just like 4 minutes long. I keep on hearing sticks in the background. Don't ask me why. just keep on snapping. Now, coming from a person like me, who has done YouTube for around 2 years now, you're not gonna grow particularly fast. So 2017 to 2016 to 2015 has been an absolute slow year. And it also does depend on how old you are. I don't want anybody getting annoyed in the comment section or anything that I said that. It's just the fact that people who come over to your channel and say you are just literally called your title vlog, and you literally did a 43 second video. No one's going to watch it, and probably people are not going to like you. Unfortunately, it's just how the world is now. I will just say that do what you want, but if you want your channel to grow, you've got to be serious about this. If you want it to be big and everything, you can't take it as like, right, I'll upload a video and I'll get loads of subscribers from it. It doesn't work that way. It works completely different. You have to literally schedule, do what the people want and not what you want. So then guys, it does take me to the end of this video. There's an opera going on, probably by the church where I live by. Anyway, enough of that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it really did help you. If I didn't come across any subjects during this video, please let me know in the comment section and I'll go through them. Now, I'm sorry I have missed a week on my channel, and I know I was just talking about that in the video. But yeah, sometimes you just can't make that weekly schedule, and that's not a big deal. No one's gonna hate you for it or anything. Unless you get someone who will hate you for it, but who would? It's only a week. It's only a week. Anyway, yeah, time does fly, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.